John, your thoughts on it?
Really pleased again, really pleased. Delighted that Burnley brought a good team down, and I think both teams have got something from it. And almost like it was with the Crew game, it's a good test. They play a different style, and tactically that causes a few problems, which has been interesting for us to be able to talk about how we deal with their movement. And from a fitness point of view, it was so hot that we were looking to play two teams again. We got three players who played a little bit more, Bourne Dixon being one of them. It was impressive, you know, you can tell by the crowd, people look at him and actually he's starting to show up in terms of the trialist, and a couple of our centre-halves got another 90 minutes. So it was good. We created chances even in the first half. Some of our players are frustrated. John Rowan, Kingsley, they want to win every single game. So a 1-0 they're going and shaking their heads. But you know, there was pluses about this. I thought they started the game better. Then we had a spell in the game. When we concede, we talked about the psychology. Don't be affected by goals. It shouldn't change how you actually play the game. And we started changing and going off shape a little bit. And that could have been the point at which we almost threw the game away, by not sticking to what we know and being patient and waiting for your spell to happen again. That's the bit I think that we've learned quite a lot from. And as they calm down, they sat on the bench, they can see it when they watch it, when it's going out there. So that's really useful for us, because that'll happen to us at some points in games, and we can use that as a reference point to get back to. But we bring on men and man. How bright were they in terms of? So you're going to mention.
This was going to be my next point.
Yeah.
I was going to say it was much brighter. There was more movement in the second half than the first.
It's the gaffer's big thing. I mentioned it when we spoke to you on Saturday. We were almost going back to front. It felt like the club had been, you know, without disrespect for it, been quite defensive, and it had been last season, and it was difficult for us to almost get them. Hey, we want you to go. The gaffer wants the fullbacks to go. He wants the wide players to go at people, and he wants people to get in the box. And then we'll deal with the bit after. You know, actually go in the box, and then we'll talk to people about, hey, having a look, right, how many people are in the box right now? You have to fill in, and that's almost the emphasis. And it's been the big thing, attacking principles. Did some defensive stuff with them the other day about, you know, we talk about, hey, make a mistake, don't make a second one. So if somebody dives in, the next person's job is to delay things and slow us down. There was a couple of issues tonight where we got that right, and a couple of issues where it wasn't right. But the second half brought back all those attacking principles, which is the main thing we've been working on. And they were so direct and such a threat that actually, you know, it makes your shape. You've got to play with two wingers. They're going to be in that type of form, and they're going to cause those type of problems. So really impressed with that, and hey, the gaffer will be delighted, because hey, that's the thing he's been drilling into them. That's the thing we've been working on almost in training. They're sick. Every time they pick the ball, we're not allowed to pass it. Hey, go at somebody and make something happen.
In your mind, are you beginning now to formulate a side? Well, yeah, he's doing well for us. Possibly I'm not getting the most out of Fred, but Jim's doing well, etc., etc.
Yeah, you're the same as us. If you've watched like a few games, it starts to take some shape, and it is exactly the same. So I'm probably not going to be, you know, I'll talk some positives.
That's why I'm talking open. Jim and Fred, and you haven't got any of that.
Yeah, I know, and that's it. And things can change close to season. And hey, touch wood, it doesn't feel like seeing the physio there. We haven't got any injuries and stuff. But yeah, you would know, and you would make the same. Hey, I trust you. You've been watching enough football. You'd be making the same judgment. He hasn't done as well. He's done a little bit better. So we're probably in the same area as you. It starts to take some shape, and the games, as we get closer, you know, to August the 9th, it will be one that you'll start to see a team that goes out there where you'll be putting 2 and 2 to go together and going, hey, hang on a minute, that looks like who he's going to play there. That looks like what he's going to do. The players will do it as well. It just is. That's pre-season. It's how it's worked. So yeah, it's happening. That's happening. That's coming close to the point where we need to play players a little bit longer, and there'll always be a few little question marks, but it'll start to take more shape now.
When we spoke on Saturday, we were talking the budget, and you're roughly up to your line now, as such. But you were looking for possibly a little bit of movement. Any progress on movement or bringing somebody in as such, whether it be loanee, whether it be full time, whatever?
No, I think the board had a meeting on Monday, and you know the situation's still as it was at the weekend. Absolutely no issues with the budget that the club have given us. It was very clear. The gaffer knew it, and we've worked up to that budget. We're pleased with what we've got. There's the players, you know, John Danby, but no issues with him.
Yeah, we spoke about that on Saturday.
And I saw that there was a newspaper and people, and it felt like the headline. And actually, when I read it, you know, it was the same stuff that the gaffer had said. You know, hey, it needs to be right for John. It needs to be right for us as a player. That we can't play. But if if he can, he's trying to work stuff with his work, and he's trying to get another club, and at some point something will fall into place, and that would free up some money. If it doesn't, hey, we're all right. You've seen enough from out there that we feel like we've got a squad that can go and compete in the conference. And then we look at some of the long stuff. We develop good relationships with Burnley. We'll get into some of them. There were some bright spots for them, and we don't know their situation there, Will, and hopefully the whole thing about the way we play and the pitch was great tonight. It created the grounds, and they were talking about that Burnley. Hey, maybe if they're going to loan some players out to get some real competitive football, hey, maybe Chester be the one, the way they've seen the way we do things, and Crewe the same. And I know we've got Wolves coming, so that might be where we can add a little bit of value to the squad as well.